Welcome back everybody to a new Unity tutorial where we will look at how to create syncing platforms that move down when the player touches them and move back up when the player leaves them to add some challenge into your platformers. So, when you're ready, grab your floaties, let's crack on. To create your syncing platform, like we've done with the previous platforms we've looked at, set it up with a Box Collider 2D and a Platform Effector 2D, and make sure the Use by Effector box is checked on the Collider. How is our syncing platform going to work? Well, when the player makes contact with the surface, that will trigger the platform to slowly move down, slowly sync. When the player leaves the platform and exits the platform collider, the platform will slowly return back to its default position. So, go ahead, create a syncing platform script, attach it to your object, and open it up. For the variables, we only need 3. The first, a public float for our move speed, then a vector2 for the original position, the starting position of the platform, and when we make contact with the platform, we want to create a bool there, simply called triggered. Then, in the start method, let's reference what the origin position will be. That will equal the transform.position of the platform object. And we want to make sure that triggered starts off as false. So triggered equals false. Once you've done that, let's go to the update method. When the player makes contact with the platform, triggered equals true. So let's create an if statement. If triggered, what do we want to happen? Well, we want the platform to slowly move down. Therefore, we will say the transform.translate of the object, and inside the brackets, the direction, which will be vector2.down, will be multiplied by speed, multiplied by time.delta time. So our platform will continuously move down so long as the player is making contact with the platform and it's triggered as true. However, when it's not true, when it's false, we'll say else the transform.position equals a vector2.move towards. Where do we want to move towards? We want to move from our current transform.position towards our target origin position, our default position. Then we can give it a value, speed times time.delta time. So, like we've discussed, triggered equals true when the player makes contact with the platform. So underneath update, let's add a void on collision enter 2D, collision 2D other, if the other.gameObject.tag equals player, just like we've done with the previous platform tutorials, then triggered equals true. Then, once we exit the collider, step off the platform, triggered will equal false. So underneath, we'll do the opposite. On collision exit 2D, collision 2D other, triggered equals false. Now, before we save and head back into Unity, depending on how your project's set up, you might encounter problems such as these. This is because when the platform moves, it does so independently to the player. I'm using a rigid body for my player, therefore I'm moving it with physics, whereas these moving platforms, we are directly moving their position, not using physics. So the two act against each other. In order to solve this, a very simple solution would be to make the player a child of the platform so it moves along with it while being able to move independently also. And to do that, when we make contact, we'll say that the other.transform.setParent inside the brackets will be this GameObject.transform. Then, when the player steps off the platform, we no longer want it to be a child of the platform, therefore the other.transform.setParent is null. This is a very quick solution, but if you'd like a more accurate system, please check out our moving platforms tutorial where we explain how to create a ground checker function for your player so your player can detect whether they are stood on a moving platform or not, and will therefore automatically parent or unparent itself to them. Now, when you're ready, let's hit save and head back into Unity. Once the script has compiled, set yourself a speed for your syncing platform. I've gone with a speed of 2. Then let's hit play and check it out. And what you should see is when you make contact with the platform, they begin to sink and move down. When you step off, they move back to their default position. Excellent. Thank you all very much for watching, guys. I do appreciate you taking the time to check out our tutorials. Have fun adding these platform styles into your projects to really test and challenge the player. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let us know in the comments or on any of our socials. Until then, I will see you all very soon. Take care.